Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Real Estate SEO. My name is Josh Guerra, and today we're going to be talking about the top 10 metrics or KPIs to look at when it comes to understanding and gauging success from a piece of content, right? And I get this a lot where, a lot of clients or a lot of people that inquire with our company, they'll ask Josh, what should I be looking at? How do I measure success when it comes to a piece of content, or really just like the site in general, right? But I always try to narrow it down. When you're compartmentalizing your SEO and kind of things that you're working on, I like to really compartmentalize, and I like to look at things, all the way down into the piece of content level, like that piece of content that you created. What are some things that I can look at just to see am I doing the right things? Am I making the right decisions and optimizing my content? And then is it serving the user purpose and providing value? And at the end of the day, that's what's going to yield results. It's going to yield positioning. It's going to yield traffic. That's going to equate to conversions, which ultimately benefits your bottom line and your ROI. So really, the first one is kind of a generic indicator. And it's really just views. So just generic views to the site as a whole, not segmenting, by what type of view, just views, right? And I like to look at views and return views, especially. Really, when you think about it, right, when you're looking at a particular piece of content, let's say it's a blog or like a hierarchy structured page or a community page about a particular community that you may be writing about, when you're trying to target those visitors, you want to be able to look and see views and return views, because that will tell you real quickly, if views go up, and especially if return views go up, that means that this particular piece of content is serving the user purpose and is becoming a resource of information. So if people keep going back to it, especially, that's a major sign in my eyes that, hey, I may have created a really solid resource that people are utilizing to make decisions or educate themselves on a particular decision. So that's really the best way to look at that. So the next one to talk about is organic traffic. And of course, this is one of the ultimate KPIs that I look at, to be able to understand, did I optimize this page properly, right? Does Google like it? Does Google and other search engines deem it as quality? This is a big one in my eyes. And really, organic traffic will tell you, kind of almost like a foreshadowing indicator that I must have some good positioning for this page. If organic traffic keeps going up, that is a wonderful indicator that search engines must like my content and that it's yielding results somewhere in the search results, right? So I would consider, looking at organic traffic as one of those major KPIs to kind of inspect your piece of content to determine, is it quality? The next one, of course, is keyword ranking, keyword positioning. I always recommend, looking at tools to invest in. There's some free ones out there you can look at. You can even utilize, Google Search Console. It'll give you some keyword positioning to see where things start to chart and, kind of what that graph looks like. I would even look at tools like Ahrefs or SEMrush if you want to be really serious about tracking your keyword metrics. But what's nice about this is, and I like to, again, correlate your keywords all the way back to the piece of content that you actually created, okay? And determine, am I seeing an upward trend as far as keyword positioning goes for my target keywords, right? If I'm creating a piece of content, I usually have keywords assigned to that piece of content. And are those keywords that I assigned creating growth as far as, positioning on the web? So definitely something to look at. Really, the next one, this one's a big one. If you can track this, there are tools out there. Ahrefs is a great one. SEMrush. There's a few others. Moz. But being able to understand if other websites are linking to your page that you created. Okay? If other websites are linking into that page, like if they're saying, hey, look, I'm going to link to this page, there is a reason why. And that, to me, a backlink is the ultimate, the ultimate compliment anybody can give you for a piece of content, because it's something you cannot fake. It is something that you typically have to earn. And typically you earn that through doing something of quality to give to the world, right? So like if you create like a piece of content that is like, market trends that you spent a lot of time researching about a particular subdivision or city and why people should move there based on these trends because it's a wonderful investment and they've invested in infrastructure in the city, and all of a sudden, news websites and other people are linking into that page, that's a huge sign of quality. If you're getting backlinks to a page, you're doing something real good, and keep it up, because those things will just continue to just blast your website upwards. And those are hard to get because you have to earn them. They take a lot of time. So definitely a big one for me. Probably the next one that is also pretty similar is social shares, right? Like if someone goes on Facebook, Meta, Instagram, wherever the case may be, and maybe even like YouTube, and they link to you guys as like a resource, right? Or they share it and they like it. This is another big one, and another one that search engines look at, because again, you can't fake it. It's like a user vote. And that's something that I think that a lot of people fail to look at when they're judging their content and being able to understand, like, am I cranking out quality stuff here? So another big one. This is another cool one too, actually. So when you're looking at your traffic inside of analytics, like in analytics, you can look at conversion rates by like door of entry, right? Is kind of what I call it. So if somebody comes in through a specific page and it's a quality page, it has high positioning, high ranking and great organic traffic, but it convinces somebody to take action and go to your contact page and schedule a consultation and then become a prospect in your pipeline, that is another big indicator that you darn right that search engines look at. If a page is convincing somebody through content to visit another page and fill out an inquiry form, that page is doing something right. And that's something that definitely search engines look at when they want to gauge like quality and things of that nature. The next one is subscriber growth. Pretty similar concept. I'm not going to dive too deep because it's almost identical to like a conversion in my eyes. It really is. It's a conversion. If somebody subscribes to you, getting more content from you, that is actually a very big indicator of quality, and it's something that search engines look at. So one of the same, but I wanted to count it as a separate number inside of this video. So the next one is time on page. Now, what I would really shoot for, right, is like captivation in your content. Like, can you captivate somebody for X amount of minutes? The longer the time on page, the more that you have them, and the more that people must like your content, and you must have great content. And if it's lengthy enough, you're keeping them on the page long enough, right? Like if you're probably watching this video from my website today, I paired this video with a piece of content. And the game plan behind this is that you're going to engage with this page, watch my video, and then finish off the video with that piece of content. So like if you go to this blog, and you end up finding this blog on my website, realestateseo.com, read the article that is below the video after you watch this video, because it will give you a lot of information in more detail on this top 10 list of metrics to look at. So same concept for you. So the next thing is bounce rate. You do not want a high bounce rate with content. And really what sucks about this is that everything's different. Every page type is different. You can have listing pages, you can have educational pages / informational. You could have, generic pages about the business. But its problem is that it's hard to give you a quantified average bounce rate. I can't do that. But a good rule of thumb for you is just to try to think of quality. How can I keep people on this page? How can I decrease my bounce rate? Do I need to put call to actions to other pages, right? So I can try to prevent a bounce. Do I need a pop-up that appears as my mouse is navigating to the top left because I want to click on that back button or that X to close my browser? Can I hit you with a quick pop-up to keep you on this page to either read more or navigate to another page with additional content? So these are some little tricks that you can implement, but just kind of know that this is something that they definitely look at as far as search engines go to deem quality on a specific page. And really like the last one, pages per session, kind of coincides with bounce rate. High pages per session definitely means that you're doing something right. What I would do is, at the bottom of that content, add a call to action, right? Like go browse, like let's say if you're writing a piece of content, educational in purpose in regards to attractions near a particular city. And that's what that page is about. But at the bottom of it, what I would do is like, okay, now I'm going to hit you with the call to action to go research real estate around these attractions. And then basically get you to navigate. So now what I've done is I've increased my pages per session, right? So I've now got you into the search results and you're going to get lost. And that's awesome for me because the amount of pages that you're going to visit on my website now is going to increase dramatically because now you're distracted and you want to go look at real estate. So anyways, that's kind of my top 10 that I look at to gauge a page's, overall success, how I measure it. I hope you found this video educational. And really until next time in the real estate SEO video series, I hope you all have a good one and we'll talk to you later. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.